Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the Monday painting video. What is the Monday painting video? What's it all about? Well, the Monday painting video is essentially a pile of shame painting video, but the model or models in question are voted by you guys, my viewers, from last week's Weekly Wednesday, which is a weekly Q&A. In that video, I'll show you guys a host of models and you guys vote on what you want me to paint for Monday's painting video. In the event of a tie, I do a dice roll. So for all my regulars here, guys, I full love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. So the winning vote this week was for any sister. So the sisters in the vote we have Sister Squad, which I think this is the most interesting model out of the whole Sister Squad. They're all lovely models, but I think the standard is the better one. We have the Penta Squad. And we have this printed Imagifier. I think that's how it's pronounced. Basically like an ancient before the sisters. Again, that's an amazing model. So I'm going to roll dice. 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. So it's a 5. So it's going to be this lad. I actually have 2 of these, so I might actually put them both. If the other one's undercoated as well, I'll bring them both up and just paint both of them at the same time. I think that'd probably be the best option to do. So I'm going to finish getting set up and I'll come back to you again. Right, so let's get this bad boy on the road, shall we? So the first thing I'm actually going to do is come in with some Sororitas drab. And all I'm going to do is run this across the gravel on the base, just to spruce it up a bit. So the first thing I do is now come with some Youth and Grey. Very, very easy step. I'm going to get all of her robes. She's wearing a hood as well, which I was contemplating whether I should just do the skin or not. I don't think I should. So I think it makes her look more mysterious. So I don't know, I might do, because you can see a little bit of face. So the robe's hanging off her arms here as well. Then the front of this model has all this lovely pattern here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet, so I'm going to leave that central column. I think if I paint that retributive armor, it's going to be too much. So I don't know yet. I'm just going to do all the rest of these robes and then I'll have a think about that. I think maybe a bit of contrast paint might look good on there, but anyway. Now I'm going to come in with some Cadian flesh tone. I am going to get her little bit of chin that's hanging out the bottom there. Just add a bit of colour to it. But what I want to do with this is get in here on all of this wood. So these lovely big wood panels here. Next I'm going to come in with some Rhinox hide. And here's what I'm going to do with this lovely colour. So there's all these leather pouches hanging off the back of her. So I'm going to give them a little once over. There's a little book hanging off over here. That's it for that colour for the minute. I might come back to it with some, if I see a few more bits that I've missed. Right, so next I'm going to come in with some lead belcher. They get her bolt gun. I'm going to get the back of this casket as well. Well, not casket, but it's where sacred standard artifacts are being held. And you want to get the edge of this as well. Right, she's got a little respirator bits and pieces here. I'm going to just get. The eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that I've put her on a painting stand. I should have done that in the first place. I didn't actually think about it until halfway through, and I was like, I should have done that. I'm also going to get this little bit here, of a backpack. Right, let's go to the colour that I don't want to go over the top with, Imagifier. This is like a gold, nice gold colour for everyone that's new. First thing to get is going to be her shoulder pauldrons. So we have the holy relic inside there. Holy Sister symbol on top here. This little tiny bit of trim. And there's actually hinges on this wooden structure here. I say hinges, they're like little, I don't know, I suppose if you closed it, that'd be to lock it, I suppose. The weather's gone back to absolutely chucking it down rain, which is absolutely lovely. It's a pain in the arse when it does that. Let's put it on the front here. But there's two more bits to do with Imagifier. But for that, we're going to go back to the barbecue square. Right, turns into basically like a pen. This is the first part up here. Very, very precise piece. And the next bit is on her back here. Sorry, I had to come so far away. I've got that for precision. Absolutely, absolutely lovely. I suppose I should have redone these guys with the barbecue skewer. While I'm doing that chest piece now, is just going over the central piece to try and make it stand out even more. Make sure they've got this little trim in here. Nice. Actually, you know what I'm going to do as well. Whilst I've got the skewer in my hand, I'm going to come to her book. There's a padlock on her book, so a little chain. So I'm going to get that and the binding of the book as well. You hear that rain out there? Absolutely. That's when he's getting blown around. Nice. Right. Right, so next I'm going to come with some scream skull. And this is going to be for the purity seals that are on here. I think there's actually support still there. How the hell did I miss that? Anyway, I'll clip that off in a second. Now I do want to, I'm actually doing that actually, give the rhinox side a little brush over with a minimal amount of screaming skull on it as possible, simply because that gives the leather a weathered look. Normally I do that afterwards, but I'm here now, so I'll just do it now. Let me just show you. This bit isn't supposed to be there, that's the support for this print. So I'm going to snip that off, finish off giving these Screamer Skull. Now Screamer Skull is a layer paint, so it will go and brighten itself down. Next I'm coming in with some corn red. Then normally I do my sister's hair corn red, but she's got her head covered today, so this is just the purity seals that are going to be done. Corn red is an amazing red, it really is. So I did the skull in there as well. I'm actually going to come into the bolt gun, just get a little bit of that. I don't want too much corn red on it. I'm going to have it give me a faint just breaks it up a bit. Right, so I think we should crack on with the robes now. I'm going to come in with some white scars because they are the Order of the Sacred White Rose. And I'm going to get all of these robes with the white scars. Now it might take a few coats, a few thin coats to bring them up nice and white. That's why I started with youth and grey, because youth and grey, when you put the white scars over the top of youth and grey, it does stay to it very well. Right, crack on with the rest of that. Right, so for all intents and purposes, she is battle ready. Now what I might have to do is that white's still a bit shiny, a bit wet. Once that's dry, I might have to go over again here and there with the white scars. But now what I'm going to do is take a beyond battle ready standard. Now one thing about this print I'm not happy with the skull in there. But look, no, is there too much in there? Yeah. Look, we're going to do stuff to it now to take it beyond battle ready standard and try and just spruce up it more. So those of you who don't know what battle ready standard is, I can put her on the table and she's ready to go, not a problem. Taking it beyond battle ready standard, I'm going to try to do as many extra bits as I can to make her pop even more. Now this could be layer paint, yeah, it could be base paint, it could be shades, it could be contrast paint, dry paint, technical paint, edge highlighting, dry brushing, wet blending. There are so many different things that you can do. But the first thing I'm going to do is come in with some Skeleton Horde contrast paint. And I'm going to get that skull, sort that skull out. So I'm not too pleased with it. I'm also just going to run a little bit on the scrolls here. Let's make them pop off even more. A little bit. The back side of it. Actually, let's put some in the wood as well, just to stain into the wood. And using the contrast paint in the wood was never part of the plan. I just thought about it now. Right. So now this little part in the front of her robes there. Now I was humming and hawing. I was looking at Scorpion, Strike Scorpion Green. I was looking at Dreadful Visage, Talazar Blue. And then I said, you know what? Let's go with the old reliable Odari Emerald. Not only is that going to pop it, it's also going to stand up really well. One thing I've got to tell you as well, that little strip down the middle and the little bit down across the bottom, I did just run a little bit of white scars across that to highlight it up nicely. And I'm going to come in and add this into here. There's a few little white patches I'm not happy with. There we go. Oh, that's a piece of gravel at the bottom there. There we go. So I'm going to leave that to dry. Right, what I'm going to do now, this might be the last thing now. I'm going to go back to white scars. There's some on my brush. Brush onto my finger there. I think I watered that down way too much on the palette. And I'm just going to just brush it gently onto the skull. Now the skeleton horde is still wet, so I don't want to mix the two too much. I just want to give it a little highlight on the raised areas. Essentially what I'm doing here is I'm wet blading contrast paint and delay paint. I want it to look like dull, but I also want it to have a bit of white on it as well. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to come back in with some white streaming skull. Again, I'm going to do the same thing again, but I'm going to do it on the. I'm going to hit the camera first. Why not? I'm going to do it on the doors here, but I'm just sort of stippling it across. Too much. It's not quite a dry brush. It's more like, let's give it that little. Bear in mind, this is a lab paint, so it will go on bright and dull itself down. Going to give that a few minutes to, it's a bit too much there. Give that a few minutes to dry. I think we are pretty much done. Right, so with the exception of maybe touching up a bit of white here and there on the robes, this sister is done. Now, I really like the way the skulls come out. Absolutely looks amazing. Massive thank you to no one who voted for any sister. Very pleased she's done. Now, if you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, guys, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube, share this video more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. If you want to support the channel even further, there is a join button below. You can click on that and become a member to the channel. There's two things I want to note now. For those of you that have stayed to the end, you get a little sneak about something, a little sneaky peek about a few things. I couldn't find the other one of her. She is around somewhere, but I couldn't find her. But what I did come across, there's loads of models to be painted that I forgot that I had sitting there, likes of the Venom and what else was there? Infernus Marines, Venom. There's a heap of other things as well. So they'll be in this week's Weekly Wednesday. Now, if you want to get a chance to vote on what to paint, for me to paint next Monday, tune in this Wednesday for the Weekly Wednesday. That's the first bit. The second thing is, I actually did a Let's Build video Friday. Went to edit the video, and for whatever reason, the computer won't edit the video as a complete video. I don't know why. Now, the video is on the computer now, being edited now, so hopefully it will export itself as a complete video, and then I'll just upload it as normal. But failing that, I'll have to break it down to two different parts and try and do it part one, part two. But this is the model that was built. Okay, the Demon Prince that came in the Combat Patrol box. Now, it's a beautiful model. Why this is so important for me to get up, I spent the last like 3 days or so, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days trying to edit the video. excuse me, run the video to get it up for you guys, because the instructions in there is wrong. It takes you to a certain point, and then when you flick the page, it's a totally different. It's the same model, but there's different parts on it, and it tells you to carry from there. So, you know, me getting that video up for you guys is actually a must. But it's a beast of a model, an absolute beast of a model. Yeah, so I'll address it in Weekly Wednesday anyway, just to let you guys know. But hopefully the video does edit and it'll go up as normal tomorrow. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Comments below as always for this lovely sister. So you want a chance to vote for next Monday's painting video, tune into Weekly Wednesday. Until then, guys, thanks for watching. Hit the buttons for me. Take it easy.